Okay. Oh my goodness. Hopefully people will join it. Trying to switch over to my phone. And get it. Because I'm having some technical difficulties. I don't know if StreamYard is being really stupid right now. Like the phone StreamYard doesn't even want to work properly. We're gonna make this work. Bear with me a few more seconds. We don't get it working. All right. Okay. All right. I think we got it. So my bad, my bad, my bad. Now let me go back to Lord. I don't even have a thumbnail no more. But that's okay. I'll upload a thumbnail another time. So I'm actually going to give it a few, see if people will join. I'm going to promote this video since there was buku technical difficulties, which does not make me happy. But we're gonna see. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna definitely make it work. Because I'm just kind of annoyed right now because I got a lot of scents in store for you guys. I have I can't even count how many scents I have, and they're all beautiful. They're all just gems, every last one of them. So we're not about to let technology screw us over. So let me promote this again because too many technical difficulties. I'm live again. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's good? What's good? What's good? So, if you're watching this live, I appreciate you. Like I said again, sorry for the technical difficulties. If you watching this after the recording, I appreciate you anyway. And in this one, we just gonna talk cold weather fragrances. So post whatever your scent of the night is right now, and we're gonna definitely get this started. Um, like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I mean, I'll even show you. I got a lot of scents over there. So I want to make this a good live stream. I want to make this something that you guys can enjoy. And let's get into it, man. Has anybody heard about the new Latafu Bal Alud? I think it's called Insight or something like that. I seen my boy D4G post about it. And I think Kel Smells posted about it too. Um, saying that there's a new one coming. It has like I think one of the main notes is blueberry or something like that. I mean, it looks promising, but it hasn't been official yet because I checked Fragrantica I checked Reddit, iFragrance Official, all those sites, and I haven't seen nothing. I couldn't find anything about it. I'm not even sure where they got those images from. I'm not sure where they got the notes from. But apparently, there's a new Lattafa Bad Al Oud coming out called Insight. It comes in a blue bottle. It looks just like the rest of them. It looks just like Oud for Glory and Amethyst and Honor and Glory and all those Sublime. But it comes in a blue bottle. So I don't know. I mean, whatever. If it comes out, cool. I'll cop it. If it doesn't, then I already know it's probably AI generated. Just like they said, a new Comra was coming out, and that was AI generated to the max. So yeah, um, yeah. So has anybody smelt the new Versace Euros? And I'm not talking about energy. I'm talking about the Middle Eastern Versace Euros that has like oud in it. That you can only get from the Middle East, or you gotta order it. I looked for it online. I seen the site that they were selling it, but it's like you have to put in your passport information. I was skeptical about that because I'm like, man, I don't even think my passport is even valid. So I'm like, why do you have to have a passport in order to get a fragrance? Because I've had fragrances shipped from overseas before. I didn't have to do anything like that. I just put in my regular shipping information, pay the shipping charges and taxes and things, and then it comes through. So I'm not sure about that, but that's neither here nor there. I am crossing my fingers and hoping that they do an American release of that because I do like Versace Euros and I do love oud, and I feel like adding some oud and some different Middle Eastern notes to Versace Euros, I think is going to be amazing. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. If it comes out in the United States. If not, hopefully there's a plug somewhere where I can get it because even the decants are like super expensive. Like I seen a site that was selling the decant and they kept running out, but then they emailed me, they got it back in, and I was able to see the price. I just wasn't even fascinated by paying like 30 something, 40 something dollars for a decant. Um, I was expecting to pay maybe like 15 or something like that, but I'm not paying that much for a decant. So if somebody has it, let me know how it smells. Let me know if it's good, if it's worth it, things like that. Otherwise, I might just miss out on it. So it is what it is. My bad. I'm eating the white chocolate Reese's. That's my favorite Reese's. And good thing about it is my wife loves Reese's, but she hates white chocolate. So when I don't want her to steal my Reese's, I buy a white chocolate Reese's. So, but yeah, we're gonna get started. Shout out to the one person that's in there. Um, I mean, yeah, I was having technical difficulties, so I know it's kind of difficult or whatever. But for people as they do get in, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that type of good stuff, and I'll let you guys in on my fragrances. So, I've been doing a lot of rack store hunting. I've gotten a few fragrances sent to me. I've gotten a few fragrances that I ordered online. Joe Masop, you know, Vivi fragrances, things like that. And I'm gonna start no random order. I did get this one from I think TJ Maxx. Yeah. Went through the men's section, couldn't find anything, and then went to the women's section and found this fragrance, and I was like, jackpot, because they had it in the women's section, and that is Alt Fragrances Saxophone, inspired by Jazz Club. As people know, I do not have Jazz Club, but I love the scent DNA from Jazz Club because I have a few clones. One in particular, Tobacco and Jazz from the house of Zara, and that one smells amazing. But the only thing is with Zara fragrances is they don't really project and last that long. So it's like you get a good smelling fragrance, but you just don't get the longevity and you don't get the projection with Zara fragrances. So Alt makes up for that, even though Alts are probably the cheapest bottles ever. I don't know why they make their bottles so cheap. A lot of times they leak. There was one that I was looking at, which was a clone of Lost Cherry and Baccarat Rouge 540, which smelled okay, and I was going to buy it just to do a review. But the bottle had leaked so much that the bottle started off at like right here because it just leaked so much. And it was a nice smelling scent, like I said, but it was just weird how it leaked that much. And so I'm not about to pay full price for a fragrance, and I'm only getting 3/4 of the fragrance. It just defeats the purpose. But this one right here, it has top notes of pink pepper, the neroli, lemon, middle notes of rum, sage, and vetiver, and then base notes of tobacco leaf, vanilla bean, and styrax. So to my nose, this smells pretty much probably 90% to 95% Jazz Club. It definitely smells amazing. I definitely love this scent because I love the whole Jazz Club DNA, and so it definitely is a powerful scent. I wouldn't say beast mode. Let me get my handy dandy tester strip. I wouldn't say that this is beast mode by any means. But at the same time, you will get whiffs of it, and people will notice you because it does have a decent sillage. It does have a decent projection. Like right now, I'm smelling in the air, even though I sprayed on the tester strip, and it is pretty strong. Um, I don't know. It's not beast mode, but it's right below. So that's alt saxophone. So if you're looking for a good alternative to Jazz Club, I would definitely recommend saxophone. And please buy these alt fragrances. Buy them from your rack stores because they're like $20 at the rack store, and they run I think at the cheapest like 30 to 40 bucks online, and that's not even including shipping and handling, taxes and stuff like that. So you're gonna pay a lot more. I mean, yes, there's more to choose from online because you're not getting every fragrance in the rack stores, but at the same time, when you do find these fragrances at your rack stores, you definitely can have a one up. So again, saxophone inspired by Jazz Club. It's a extrait de parfum concentration. Does it perform like an extrait de parfum? Not really, but at the same time, I do think it's beast. I say it more performs like a eau de parfum going into parfum territory, but it does pretty good. So I would definitely recommend saxophone from the House of Vault. Beautiful fragrance, sexy, and definitely good for date night. Definitely good if you're going out to the bar, restaurant, going out to a jazz club. Dress it up, dress it casual, and you'll do perfectly fine. So, and next, sticking with the House of Vault, I'm gonna stick with the House of Vault for about two more fragrances. I could have did three more, but the other one was a very common clone. It was a clone. I have a clone of Leighton by Parfums de Marly, and that's another fragrance that's cloned pretty often. Not as much as like Baccarat Rouge 540, not as much as like Creed Aventus, but Leighton is cloned pretty heavily. So the next one is Simply Vanille. This is inspired by Le Labo's Vanille 44. Again, a very beautiful scent. I think I may have found this one. I think I found this one at Marshall's, and I found this one. I think it was in the men's section. This is a very realistic vanilla. This is a vanilla that kind of smells like you know a vanilla cake. It kind of smells like a vanilla cake. This one is good for this time of the year where it's cold. It's good for cutting through the cold again. Not really beast mode as far, um, but at the same time, it's going to cut through that cold weather. This is not like a tobacco vanilla, or anything like that. But this one is a little bit different than your traditional vanilla fragrances. I do like it. I had never heard of Vanilla 44 from the House of Le Labo, but at the same time, I'm glad I'm getting my nose on the DNA because it definitely smells good. This one has top notes of vanilla, middle notes of incense, aldehydes, bergamot, which I think every scent in the world pretty much has bergamot in it. Like there's barely any scents that don't have bergamot. And base notes is French vanilla and kayak wood. So it smells good. I can't knock it. Definitely has decent longevity, decent projection as far as with all alt fragrances, unless you're just getting the scent DNA that just doesn't project like gypsy water or some of the fresher scents that just don't project. Even the OGs don't project, so you're not going to get a beast mode fragrance and something that the OGs don't project anyway. But this is from the House of Vault. It is Simply Vanilla. Okay. So last one from the House of Vault. This one right here is a really good one for this time of the year where it's the fall time. The leaves are transitioning to that yellowish, brownish, reddish color. The grass is kind of turning brown and stuff like that. But it's not quite cold enough to be considered winter weather. This one is Autumn Leaves, and it's inspired by Autumn Vibes by the House of Maison Margiela, or the replica line. Um, so this is this one here. So this one has top notes of cardamom and pink pepper, middle notes of nutmeg and carrot seeds, which I'm not really sure about the carrot seeds because I don't really know too many fragrances that have carrots in it or carrot seeds, and maple. And then base notes is moss and cedar or cedar wood. This one is beautiful. This one kind of is along the realms of Jazz Club as far as the scent DNA. If I smell saxophone and I smell autumn leaves, they kind of have that similar scent DNA, except autumn leaves really does smell like autumn time. It smells like the leaves. It smells like the, cooler weather and things like that. So it definitely works. These are, like I said, they $20 from your Marshalls, TJ Maxx. They, replicate very well these more expensive fragrances, whether niche or designer. And they just work. So this one is Autumn Leaves. Now we can move on from the House of Alt. So next one is one that, of course, got from I think I got this one from Marshalls as well, my local Marshalls. And this one is Joseph Abboud Bespoke. People kind of say this kind of reminds them along the realms of like Dolce and Gabbana, the one. And I see what they're going with that. So if you know all about Dolce and Gabbana one, then you would kind of get the idea of what this smells like. It's an eau de parfum concentration, so it performs decently. I can't say it performs very good or very well, but it performs decent enough where if you're in a close encounter with somebody, like on a date night or something, they're definitely going to get whiffs of it. You're going to get a compliment and everything because, like I said, it goes along the realms of like a Dolce and Gabbana the one, that type of fragrance. So yeah, so definitely, if you see it, get it. I think this is like anywhere between $15 and $20. None of these fragrances are going to break the bank. So don't think I'm over here trying to get you to break the bank to smell good because you don't have to. Some of these fragrances are like hundreds of dollars, and then if you get into like your Creeds, you get into like your Mason Francis Kirkjohns or your Homages, et cetera, then you're running $200-$300 on up. I'm not here to get you to spend that much money, but at the same time, I want you to smell good. So this one here It's from the house of Joseph Abood. I think Joseph Abood has a partnership with Joseph A. Bank. Uh, is the A for Abood? I don't know if Joseph A. Bank is the actual brand that makes these fragrances, but I know they're more expensive if you get it online or if you get it from Joseph A. Bank. So definitely go to your TJ Maxx's, go to your Marshalls, and get Joseph Abood fragrances because you're gonna pay anywhere from $15 to $20. And this one is Bespoke. Like I said, kind of smells like Dolce and Gabbana one a little bit. I think that's probably was their inspiration with this fragrance, and it smells really good. Okay, one of my newest acquisitions. Um, I know I'm late to the game with this fragrance, but Macy's did have a sale where they were selling this for $50. I thought that this was like the first time that they were selling this for $50, but apparently when I was doing some research online, I came across like Reddit and different things like that, and they have been doing this pretty often, like every year or so, or a couple of years. They sell this fragrance online for about $50. They cut the price in half, and this one is Azzaro's Wanted by Night EDP. Looks like a revolver. This one is cinnamon heavy. So if you're a big fan of cinnamon, I would definitely recommend this fragrance. That you can wear this one in the cold weather. It still holds true to the whole Azzaro Wanted DNA. So it does have some like fruity notes in there. It does have some citrusy notes in there, but at the same time, it definitely ventures off a little bit different as well because it does have that cinnamon and it does have some notes to kind of make it darker because some people say that the original Wanted kind of smells like Invictus, and that's not really a cooler weather scent, but this makes it a cooler weather scent. I know there's the Most Wanted. I know there's the Wanted EDP, Wanted Parfum. There's so many Wanted, still it's ridiculous. But a lot of people say that this is the best in the line. And rightfully so, this does hold a strong contender for one of the best in the line. And that is Azzaro's Wanted by Night. And yes, it does. The name does fit it well that you can wear this one at night. Um, I would also say dress this up. I would also say that this is borderline beast mode when it comes to performance. This one, it lingers around, and when you think it's going, move around a little bit, let the wind catch you. You're gonna smell it again. So I definitely would recommend getting it. They're no longer on sale for $50 at Macy's because once places like Macy's and Dillard's and things like that have a huge sale, it goes really quick, and I was able to catch it as soon as they had the sale. So I was able to snatch me a bottle. Full presentation, 3.4 ounces, and I'm glad I got it because I will be getting a lot of use out of this in the fall and the winter time. So yeah, Wanted by Night. Okay. So next one, if anybody likes the scent DNA of John Paul Gaultier's Lamel Elixir, I almost got that fragrance a while back when I was trying to figure out what I wanted my wife to buy me as a gift for. Lord, I don't know if it was my birthday. I think it might have been my birthday. Um, and I had smelled, I had fell in love with the scent DNA from Lamel Elixir. Didn't get it. I forgot what I even got instead. Um, I think it might have been like a Lattafa fragrance or something like that I got instead. But I went to my local fragrance outlet and I saw that the House of YZY, which makes nothing but clones, and they do a decent job. Some better than others, some worse than others. But I saw they had this one here, and when I looked up the notes, I saw that it was a clone of John Paul Gaultier's Lamel Elixir, and I got so excited because when I smelt the tester, I said this smells almost one to one, like projection, longevity, the scent DNA, and everything 1 to 1. And this is YZY's Territor Oral. I'm guessing that's how you say it, ORO, Oral. But this takes that scent DNA of John Paul Gaultier's Lamel Elixir and it replicates it so well. Like I've worn this, I've gotten compliments of people asking, "What is this that I have on?" When I tell them, they don't know, but when I say that it's replicating John Paul Gaultier, they say, "Oh, okay. Well, now I know Lamel Elixir." They just won't know the House of YZY or the line of Territor, but they're underrated. Not really known that well. Not sure where they're located, but they're not really known that well. But they just make beautiful clones. Um, yeah, if you ever come across this fragrance, I got the last one because I guess when people realized what it's cloning, they went ham and bought a bunch of bottles of it. But I'm not sure where to really get it because it's fairly new. I was trying to search online and I didn't really find much information about it except the fact that it's cloning Lamel Elixir. But there you have it. Now you know it exists. YZY's Territor Oral. And eventually I'm going to post all of these fragrances down in the description. I know right now I don't really have a description on YouTube right now, but I have to like redo this live because of the fact that I don't have my thumbnail no more on there, and description's gone because I had all those technical difficulties. So you want a good cola that you know without paying the price for that sugary caffeine calorie Coca-Cola, Pepsi, go to your local Whole Foods and get 365 Cola. It tastes just like a regular Coca-Cola, and it has no sugar. It has no high fructose corn syrup. It only has 34 milligrams of caffeine, and there you have it. You can drink these and not feel bad about it. Okay, so next one is another recent acquisition. I have been looking for this fragrance all year round. People have been saying that they have been seeing this at their local Burlingtons, and I was so mad because it's like when people get things at their Burlingtons, it's like either we get it, and then as soon as I get there, they're sold out because they only get like one or two, or they just never get it. And this fragrance, they just never got. I was going to Burlington 24/7 looking for this fragrance. I've seen every fragrance by the house except for this one. Even in this line, I was seeing fragrances in this line and could not find this one. But I'm so glad because even though it's a clone of Creed Aventus, it does have an added mango note and it has some added oud in it. The oud I don't really get until like the very, very back end of the fragrance, like the very end of the dry down. But it takes that Creed Aventus DNA and adds a little twist. A lot of people say this smells more like Blockade from the House of Mind games than it does Creed Aventus. And this is, you probably already guessed it by now. You've probably seen the bottle when I'm moving it around. But this is Banana Republic from the Collision Reservada line, which I don't know what that means. I don't know anybody who does know what it means because everybody always butchers the name. But that's neither here nor there. We're just going to call it Midnight Hour. Definitely backup bottle worthy. If I can get a bigger bottle of this, I would. But 2.5 is going to do me just fine for the time being. This and Oud Mosaic is like two of my favorites from the house, or just from this style of bottles because they have this line, they have the Icon line, and but they all come in the same bottles. And yes, I got this one from Burlington for $20 because the 2.5 costs 20. Some of them they make in the 5 ounces. I think the 5 ounces are like an extra 10, so I think it's like 30 for the 5 ounces. And then they have a 1 ounce, which is like I think $12.99 if you want a 1 ounce, or it's like 1.3 or something like that. But this smells good. Like I said, I haven't gotten my nose on Blockade in a while. But a lot of people say that this is what this is duping. It's duping Blockade more than it is Creed Aventus. If you go to Fragrantica, it's going to say Creed Aventus first, and then it's going to say Blockade. but I don't think this is fully duping Creed Aventus. So that's why I can go more in the lines of saying this probably is a dupe of Blockade. But it smells amazing. Projection is pretty good. Longevity is pretty good. It is, I think, an eau de parfum concentration. I know some of these are starting to make in extracts, which I was shocked because somebody on YouTube actually showed a Banana Republic box from one of these fragrances, and it said Extrait de Parfum, which yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. So if you see some Extrait de Parfums out there, definitely go cop it. So this may even be an Extrait. I'm not sure. Let's actually look that up right now, Midnight Hour, and see if Midnight Hour is an Extrait or if it's just a Eau de Parfum. Because I think the fragrance was Tuberose Overdose, and that one said Extrait de Parfum on it. So I was actually, like I said, I was actually shocked. And these are going for like $50. I see somebody selling on eBay for 14. I wouldn't even trust that. Um, I see 60. Should I even see 109, 50, 67? Different prices, but definitely just go to your local Banana. I mean, not Banana Republic. Go to your local Burlington, and you'll get this for $20 if they sell it there. Because, like I said, it took me all year to find this fragrance, but I'm glad that I finally got my hands on it. But let's see. I'll just go to images and look and see if I can see a box. Looks like it's Eau de Parfum, so I'm not sure why the Tuberose Overdose is a extrait, but this one is Eau de Parfum. Okay, but from the House of Banana Republic, it's Midnight Hour. Like I said, more along the lines of a clone of Blockade by Buying Games rather than a clone of Creed Aventus. Ah, that is good. Okay, still have a lot of fragrances to go, so I'm not gonna harp on these fragrances, too heavily. But shout outs, and I always got to put this in my favorite fragrances. This is a good one for the cooler weather, but it's also good if you're just going on a date night and you're going to be indoors, going to a jazz club. No, this doesn't smell like jazz club, but going to a jazz club, going to a nice restaurant, a nice bar with your friends or whatever, you're dressed up a little bit, looking good, got a nice haircut, those type of things. I would love, love, love to wear this fragrance more, and I'm definitely going to wear this fragrance more out. Especially my anniversary. My wife is coming up on December 3rd. Whoop whoop. So I might. This maybe this is one of the fragrances that I'm going to put to the side and consider wearing, and that is from my boy Justin Copeland over there at Stay Fresh Productions. His collaboration with Zaharoff Fragrances. Shout out to George Zaharoff. Excellent, excellent man. This is Second Soul. Man, this is some good stuff. It's a little bit barbershop, a little bit boozy, a little tad bit fresh, a little bit heavy, and it just is a beautiful fragrance. It picks up where his first fragrance, Brass and Soul, left off. I haven't gotten the chance to smell Brass and Soul. This is actually the only Zed Creators fragrance I've smelled. This is the only fragrance from Zaharoff I've smelled. But if this smells this good, I can only imagine what the Zed Creators in the house of Zaharoff smells like. I definitely will be getting my nose on some more fragrances from the house because this right here is beautiful. The whole concept with the mirror is to examine yourself, examine who your second soul is. My second soul is definitely my wife. If he makes a third soul, I can kind of like put my son in that realm of second soul as well because those are the two people in my life right now that I spend the most time with and I love and things like that. So yeah, it's just like Justin Copeland. His second soul is his wife Grace, and then shout outs that he's also having a little one as well, him and Grace. So again, salutes to that because fatherhood is. I'll let you know, Justin, if you're watching this, fatherhood is tiring. That baby will keep you up, but at the same time, it's definitely 100, 1,000, 1,000,000% worth it. When you see that baby, you just gonna love on that baby, and you're gonna just have a time. It's worth every penny. So this one is discontinued. So if you're gonna get a bottle, you would probably have to hit up George Zaharoff, and they would probably, if they can, they'll get you one, that's like in the warehouse or something like that. But really and truly, all of the Zed Creators fragrances are discontinued. Curly Scents, of the Immortals, um, Second Soul from Justin Copeland, Stay Fresh Productions, and then Ross Carlos over at TLTT Reviews, his fragrance, Evening Mystique. And they're all flankers. Um, I know Justin Copeland had Brass and Soul. I know that TLTT Reviews had Business Over Pleasure. And then Curly Scents, I can't remember what her first fragrance was. I know her latest one is of the Immortals, but they said that they're not going to do a third one. I hope they do because I would love a third soul or however he wants to name it. I would love that because he just perfected this fragrance. Like Justin and George and whoever is the perfumer, you guys perfected this fragrance so good until I wish I can get a backup bottle, even though I know I'm not going to go through this because this is like, I think 4 or 5 ounces. So, yeah, I got to spray some. This is just that good. Second Soul, oh my God. Just spray me one spray because this probably not going to be my scent of the night. Uh, but yeah, George Zaharoff with Stay Fresh Productions, Justin Copeland, Second Soul. Oh, and it's just lingering in the air. Because I didn't mention, this is an extrait de parfum, actually. This is an extrait de parfum. So I'm speechless. Justin, I'm speechless on this one. This is, out of all my fragrances, I'll put this one in my top 10, probably even top 5. I always move around my tops, but as I get more fragrances, but this one for sure is in my top 5. Like, this is just me in a bottle. It's Justin in a bottle, but it's me in a bottle as well. I do poetry, and a lot of poetry is performed at jazz clubs and things like that. So this is definitely me in a bottle. Moment of silence for this fragrance. If anybody's watching and y'all, are in this area, y'all come over, y'all one of my friends or whatever. I'm never gonna let you wear this, but I'll definitely let you smell it. Cause I'm selfish when it comes to this fragrance. This is all to myself. Whew. Let's move on. Whew. Okay, so this one we're gonna move over to the House of Lattafa. When you think about Amir Al Oud, you always think about the flanker, which is Amir Al Oud Intense. Yeah, it has oud in it. It's oud heavy, but it's a clone of Mason Margiela's replicas by the fireplace. So I've seen it at Burlington. I didn't buy it because I already have a clone by Alt of By the Fireplace, which I have gotten compliments from. I think it's called Fireside Marshmallow. So I didn't want another By the Fireplace clone, but I did find the OG, the original Amir Al Oud. Didn't even know that Amir Al Oud Intense Oud was a flanker, but it is. So the original one is just simply put Amir Al Oud. This one has oud, but I think it also has like vanilla and sugar and things like that. But it's really heavy on the oud. but just like a sweet oud, which you'd have to smell it. It's masculine, so don't think it's a feminine oud or anything like that. It's not barnyardy or animalic oud. It definitely is kind of realistic, but then at the same time, it's kind of synthetic, but it is beautiful. Uh, I'm gonna spray this one on the tester strip because I do want to kind of get this in again because I haven't worn it in a while. I'm definitely going to get a lot of use out of it now since it's getting to be cold here in Louisiana. Okay, Amir Laoud. Yeah, I would definitely even probably recommend this one over Intense Oud. Just because, like I said, I already have a clone of By the Fireplace, and I just wanted to venture differently than the By the Fireplace DNA. So I already have a clone of that by all fragrances, like I said. Fireside Marshmallow. Oh my goodness. Yes, Middle Eastern all the way. Smells like a Middle Eastern fragrance, but it does not stink. I'm gonna tell you, speaking of does not stink, if you go to your Marshalls or TJ Maxx, they're starting to sell off-non fragrances. Two in particular. They're the oils that you dab onto your skin. They're strong, strong, strong. But please do not buy them. I seen today they had one. I forget the name of them. One of them was a rose oud, and the other one was a like a musky fragrance. It's supposed to be a clone of Mason Francis Kirkjohn's 724 or something like that, and didn't really smell like anything. Like it just didn't really have a scent to it. So but the one that was an oud rose, I have a bunch of oud roses. I love oud rose combination. Beautiful for this time of weather. Matter of fact, one of the fragrances I have in here is an oud rose. Well, two of them actually are oud roses. Matter of fact, might even be three. I love oud rose, as you can tell. But this smelled so bad. It literally smelled like somebody had left the bathroom. Like when I smelled it, I said, I cannot put this on my skin. I immediately went in. They don't even take back fragrances, and they smelt the fragrance through the box because it's that strong, and instantly refunded me my money because it smelled that bad. It it's terrible. So don't be fooled if you go on Fragrantica and see these fragrances. They're going to rave about them. They're going to say that they smell good. They do not. They're in the women's section, but they're unisex. It says woman on the sticker, but it's unisex. They smell terrible. So until they get the real good off-non fragrances, do not buy any of the dabs. Don't buy any of those. But this one, Amir Laou, beautiful. If you see it, I got this one from Burlington. I haven't seen it in a long time. That's why, like, word of advice when you go to your rack stores, your Ross's, TJ Maxx, Burlington, Marshalls, um, places like that, and you see these fragrances, please, if you like it, if you look them up, if you're able to smell it, you like it, whatever, buy it. I'm sorry. I know that you might say, well, what if I don't have the money? You may not see the fragrance again, ever. When I say ever, I mean forever, ever, forever, ever. May not see it ever. Like a Mirla Oud, I saw one, never seen it again. A couple of these fragrances that I got from Burlington that I'm going to show, haven't seen them again. So definitely, definitely, when you get your hands on it, go check out. So also, yeah, post in the comments when y'all do see this video. What is your Thanksgiving scent? Do y'all have a scent picked out for Thanksgiving yet? I have one in particular. Actually, is in this list. I'm gonna actually review this one next. It may be because the scent profile kind of reminds me of Thanksgiving a little bit. This one, they sell the entire line at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, except for this one. This line is from the House of Murata. It is duping Emporio Armani's Stronger With You collection. They have a dupe of every Stronger With You except, I think, Tobacco. They haven't came out with a Stronger With You dupe for Tobacco, but this is Together With You Amber. And that's why I said I may wear this one for Thanksgiving because the amber note just kind of, I don't know. And then the color of this kind of reminds me of Thanksgiving. Um, it's a very simplistic note breakdown. I think it only has like 3 notes in there, amber being one of them. I think lavender is another note in here, but it still um, encompasses that scent DNA of Stronger With You. I think because the name Together With You is too similar, I think Murata renamed it just Together. And so they just named it Together, and all the flankers like Together Oud. Together Oud Leather, I meant to say, or Together, I think Together Always. I think it was Together With You Always. But this one, it smells nice. It's not really a strong fragrance, but at the same time, you're going to get whiffs of it. I did have someone tell me that it was too strong when I first wore it, but their nose is sensitive. They're like super sensitive to smells. So any smell, doesn't matter how strong or how light it is, they're going to say it's too strong. Uh, but at the same time, if she can smell it, then I'm pretty sure other people can give whiffs of it as well. And you will have to order this one online. I got this one online on maybe Vivi Fragrances. I forget where I got this one, but I did have to order this one online because they do not sell this one at your rack stores. But I've gotten every last other one because I've completed the collection now. But every last other one I've gotten from either Burlington, TJ Maxx, or Marshalls. And I think someone may have found one at Ross. Don't quote me on that because I haven't seen Murata fragrances, but I know Together With You Oud Leather, which is a clone of Stronger With You Leather. I did get that one from Burlington, but the rest of them were TJ Maxx and Marshalls. But this one, like I said, I had to order this one online. This one is Together With You Amber. Okay, so the next one happened to be in the mall. And when I go to the mall, I always park by Macy's because there's hardly anybody that parks by Macy's. So the fact that there's hardly anybody that parks by Macy's, I don't have to fight traffic. I used to try to park by the food court because that's the central location of the mall. But everybody has gotten that idea. So every time I go to the mall, that part is always packed. So I don't even worry about that anymore. I just go through Macy's. But Macy's does have Macy's Backstage, which is like their version of a rack store. So you can go in there and get cheap fragrances like this. There's some clone houses that they have in there. There's some designer fragrances and things like that, and they sell them at cheap prices, just like your TJ Maxx's and your Marshalls and your Burlingtons, Ross, and all those places. This one, when I looked at it, I was like, okay, I know the house. I have a fragrance or two from the house. I have a couple of fragrances from the house, and and then it was an open bottle. So I looked up the notes and everything, saw that it was promising, saw that it had maybe had some myrrh, some oud, maybe even some nutmeg. I was like, oh my goodness, smelt it and fell in love with it. This so far from all the fragrances I've smelled from this house, this one is the best one from the house. And it's one of the rares because not too many people really talk about this fragrance. So if you come across this fragrance at your local Macy's Backstage, please get it. That is from the house of Sapil or Sapil. It is Maison de Oud Pour Homme. Beautiful bottle, almost like that Valentino style bottles. But this right here is sexy. Almost in the realm of like an Oud for Glory ish, but with a little twist. Wearable oud, non-aromatic, non-barnyardy, and it just works. This may have cost me maybe like $16.99. It's Eau de Parfum concentration. Very cheap, but not cheap smelling. This smells like $100+ fragrance. Oh, I gotta spray this in the air. Beautiful. This one is beautiful. Gorgeous. This one, you can't go wrong with it. If you don't like oud, you will love this because with the other added notes, like I said, this is kind of in the realm of an oud for glory, but may even be sexier than oud for glory, to be honest. And this is from the House of Sapil. It is Maison de Oud. And the bottle is just, this is a beautiful bottle, by the way. Can't stop bragging on how beautiful the bottle. Don't hold it by the cap, because you see, it doesn't hold into place that good. But besides that, this bottle is gorgeous. Excuse me. Next one is also from the House of Lattafa. I could have put the OG in here, but I do like the added notes in here. This one is from the Oud Mood collection of Lattafa. This is Oud Mood Reminiscence. Some people call it Oud Mood Silver because the accessories on it is silver. The top is silver. But if you look at it, it does say Reminiscence at the top. So this is Oud Mood Reminiscence. Let me go over the notes in this one because I want to make sure I get it right on what the added notes is. Because the original Oud Mood is just another typical Oud Rose combination fragrance. So let me make sure I get this one right. I think they may even call this Oud Mood Silver on Fragrantica and not Oud Mood Reminiscence. Let's see, Oud Mood collection. Let's see. I'm coming. Let me continue to look for this. I know it's on Fragrantica, but I think it's called Oud Mood Silver. Yep, Fragrantica calls Oud Mood Silver, even though it's called Oud Mood Reminiscence. Okay, so the main accords is rose, woody, vanilla, musky, earthy, mossy, amber, powdery, patchouli, and animalic. I don't even know if this one even has oud in it. Top notes are bergamot, apple, and pineapple. So it has apple and pineapple. That was two of the notes. Middle notes is rose, patchouli, birch, and Moroccan and Moroccan jasmine. Oh, okay. Base notes vanilla musk, oak moss, ambergris. Even though this is a men's fragrance, I definitely think that this could be unisex. This is definitely beast mode. I will give that. It smells like it might have some oud in there, but it doesn't say. Maybe Lattafa's website says it has oud in it because I know that Fragrantica could be wrong a lot of times. Yeah, I'm definitely getting an oud rose combination, but it is heavy on the rose, but it's a masculine rose. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm telling you, like these fragrances that I have right here, you can't go wrong if you just blindly just grab the fragrance and said, I'm gonna wear this on date night. Your significant other will be happy with any of these fragrances. Hands down. Oud Mood Reminiscence. I paid about $30 for this at Sensational Scents at the Mall, Louisiana. Shout outs to my guys over there. I need to go back. I haven't been there in a while. But yeah, definitely. Um, these are some great fragrances. So yeah, from the House of Lattafa, it is Oud Mood Reminiscence. Beautiful presentation. I think there's an Oud Mood Elixir as well. Wasn't a huge fan of that one, so if I do get that one, that's gonna be the last one to complete the Oud Mood collection. So, okay. So next, we're gonna stick with the House of Lattafa and go through these Lattafas because I do have one, two, three more Lattafas, um, and then after that, I have three more fragrances after that. So I have six fragrances left, but I have three more Lattafas. So let's get through the Lattafas, and then I'll move on to the other houses because they're three separate houses. This one, beautiful presentation. This one is a good. Again, it has oud in it. This is a great, great fragrance, and oh, I just love this presentation. This is from the House of Lattafa. This is Quaid or Kayad. I think it might be pronounced. I know that's a flanker. I do have the flanker. Quad Intense, I think it's called. That's a clone of Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. Kind of gives that Dior Intense DNA, but they say online that it's a clone of Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé, which all of those smell similar. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé has like some boozy notes in there that adds to it. So I think that's why they say that that's what that's a clone of. But this right here is another one that's just beautiful. Let's look up the notes of this. Main accords: warm, spicy, leather, cinnamon, woody, oud. Leather, cinnamon, and oud. Punishing. Just with the leather, cinnamon, and oud. Vanilla, powdery, amber, aromatic, and animalic. But it's not an animalic oud. They put that in there. It's not an animalic oud. Tell you that much. This one's been out for a minute. Came out in 2018. Top notes is cinnamon. Whew, already. Cardamom. Cinnamon and cardamom right there. Beautiful. And bergamot, which, like I said, dang near every fragrance got bergamot in it. Middle notes is saffron, sandalwood, cedar, and carnation. Base notes is oud, vanilla, leather, and amber. I think the top notes in this fragrance that I love is going to be the cinnamon, the cardamom. I love creamy sandalwood. Maybe the carnation. I'm not really sure. I don't really know too many fragrances that have carnation in it, so I'm not really sure what the carnation gives the fragrance. Oud, vanilla, leather, and amber. I love those type of notes. I love amber. I love Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Grand Soir, or even Lattafa's Eternal Oud. I have that. That's beautiful amber-based fragrance, or even Dolce & Gabbana's Velvet Ombre Sun, which I have the clone, which is Milestone's Velvet Amber Sun. Shout out to my boy Trey Sense. He did tell me if you a good cold weather fragrance is if you get Velvet Amber Sun and you layer it with Assad from Lattafa, game changer. Did it? I will definitely second that. So Assad from Lattafa, layer that with Velvet Amber Sun. You can get that from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Game changer. But this one is from the House of Lattafa. This is Quaid or Quaid or Cod or I don't know. Q-A-A apostrophe E-D. What is that? A great smelling fragrance. Next from the House of Lattafa. Everybody, when they think of the private line from YSL, you think of two fragrances, Tuxedo and Baby Cat. But you also think of one thing. Can I afford Tuxedo and Baby Cat? They are expensive fragrances because they're from YSL and they're from their higher end line. But just like with every fragrance, there's a clone somewhere. This one is from the House of Lattafa. This is Lattafa's Pride collection. This is Ishq Al Shuyuk Gold. Not sure what this little instrument is. I'm not sure if it's a musical instrument or what. But this is a clone of YSL's Baby Cat. Lately, a lot of people have been asking me on Facebook what is a good vanilla fragrance, and I always, always, always recommend this right here. I say YSL Baby Cat, but really what I'm recommending is this because you can get this one for cheap. You can get this one $20, $30 as opposed to, let's see how much Baby Cat is. Baby Cat by YSL. It's going to run you on an average of about $300. I see right now it is going for about $310, and that's on eBay. If you go to the YSL's official website, the 125 ml is going to run you. Oh my God, it's so expensive they don't even have the price online. They have a 75 ml and they have a 125 ml, and they don't even have the price. That's how expensive it is. They don't even have the price on the website. Um, okay, I see an Amazon seller has it for $405. I see eBay $339, $423 on eBay, $280. But you see, the cheapest I've seen is $280. So if you want Baby Cat, the original, you're gonna have to pay the price. But if you get Ish Al Shuyuk, I will let you know the price of that. Ish Al Shuyuk Gold. Shein has it for 42. They also have it for 40. Fragrance Net right now has it for $26.64, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so the main accords of Ish Al Shuyuk Gold is going to be leather, vanilla, caramel, powdery, sweet, amber, musky, warm, spicy, and animalic. This fragrance came out in 2022, so it hasn't been out too long. Top notes is caramel and saffron. Middle notes is suede, leather, and tonka bean. Base notes is vanilla, amber, and musk. You say this clone a Baby Cat, but then also this is a clone of Rosento Matsu number 5. So they all are in that same ballpark. Even though the main accords of number 5, well, the full name is Rosento Matsu number 5 Floral Amber Sensual Musk. Rosento Matsu Olfactive Expressions. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it number 5 for right now. Rosento Matsu number 5. The main accords is amber, floral, vanilla, powdery, musky, warm, spicy, animalic, and sweet. Top notes is spices and exotic floral notes. Middle notes is carnation and lily of the valley, and base notes is amber, vanilla, and musk. I don't see how it can be a clone of that. I think this is more of a Baby Cat clone because if I go to Baby Cat, let me go to Baby Cat by YSL. Vanilla, fresh, spicy, leather, powdery, amber, musky, aromatic, balsamic, and soft spicy. Black and pink pepper, black pepper, elemi, and pink pepper. Labdanum and saffron, bourbon, vanilla, suede, and see. So see, it's more of that because the vanilla, suede, saffron, things like that are also in here, but that's not really in number 5. So but yeah, if you want a good Baby Cat clone, it's Eau de Parfum concentration. Smells amazing. Not really beast mode, but at the same time, you're going to get woofs of it. You're going to get the projection and longevity that you need. Man, get Ish Al Shuyuk Gold from the Top of Pride collection. Can't go wrong with it. Okay, the last one from the house of Lattafa. And this is from the Badi Al Oud collection. And this is Amethyst. If anybody knows this cloning, this is a clone of Inicio's Atomic Rose. I did get this one from Oh yeah, and that e-scowl. So I had to order that one online because I don't see that one in stores or anything like that. Sensational Sense said they was getting it in, and I knew it was going to be a little bit more expensive, so I just ordered it online for like $30 instead of getting it from there for like 40 or something like that. But yeah, this one is a clone of Inicio's Atomic Rose. Atomic Rose is an Oud Rose scented DNA, but the thing that makes this different, I don't know, it just, I guess the type of rose they use, because it's not your typical rose that you would use in an Oud Rose based fragrance. I love it. This is beast mode. But let's actually see what is actually in Amethyst. Okay, Badia Oud Amethyst. Rose oud, amber, soft spicy, floral, vanilla, citrus, fresh spicy, and white floral. This one came out in 2021. Top notes is pink pepper, bergamot. Middle notes is Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose. See, that's the thing. The Turkish rose, I've seen Turkish rose, but it's the Bulgarian rose that I think makes it a little different. And jasmine. And then the base notes is oud, amber, and vanilla. And yes, like I said, this is a clone of, yeah, Inicio's Atomic Rose. Some people say that this reminds them of Oud for Glory. It doesn't. I have Oud for Glory. No, this is not Oud for Glory at all. So I don't know where they got that from. That was just random. But this definitely is a clone of Atomic Rose. I see people say it does have a powderiness to it, which I can see that. This person says it doesn't smell anything like Atomic Rose. And they say all they smell is oud. So it's their nose because I get a lot of rose in this fragrance. I get more rose than I get oud. So I don't know how they get nothing but oud. They don't know what oud smells like. Their nose is broke. Because this is a lot of rose. And it leans masculine. I think this is unisex, but this leans masculine. Yeah, for women and men. But this leans definitely leans like a masculine rose with the oud. Yeah, almost like a little boostiness to it now that I'm smelling it in the air. But oud rose, and it just works. So if you want a good clone of Atomic Rose from the House of Inicio, then get Badial Oud Amethyst. Okay, so we're done with the House of Latafa. Let's move on to one fragrance that I got, and this one is from the House of Milestone. I got this one from Marshalls, from my local Marshalls, and this right here is Glorious Paris Royal Santel, and this is a clone of Clive Christian's Santel Royale, which pretty much comes in the same kind of style bottle. This one, if I'm not mistaken, this one is another rose oud, but ventures off differently. Let me look and see. I'm gonna look at the Clive Christian's fragrance and see. Clive Christian and Santel. Or is it not Clive Christian? You know what? Oud Santel Royal Crown. Okay, let me see if this is it. No, this is not it. So it might not be Clive Christian that Where's it, girl? Let me see. It's Girl Lane. Girl Lane that made it. I'm sorry. That is my fault. That is my fault. My fault. My fault. Girl Lane. Santal Royale. Okay. Les Absolute Deodorant Santal Royale. Girl Lane for women and men. Yep. Oud Rose, Woody Leather, Warm Spicy, Powdery Animalic, Cinnamon Amber, and Floral. Came out in 2014. Top notes is jasmine and neroli. Middle notes is rose, cinnamon, and peach. Base notes is oud, sandalwood, leather, amber, and musk. And this is from the House of Milestone. Smells good. I'm definitely getting that peach. I'm definitely getting that neroli. And then I'm getting, the oud, the rose, and the cinnamon. And it works really good. Not a beast mode fragrance, but it smells amazing. Like I said, all these expensive fragrances, you don't have to pay the expensive price because if I go to shopping, this fragrance, Santal Royale by Guerlain, is I see 136 on FragranceNet, 126. So okay, so you're gonna pay $100 and something dollars, but this right here, $16.99. So which one would you rather pay, $130 or $16.99? I think I'd rather pay $16.99. So there you have it. From the House of Milestone, it's Glorious Paris Royal Santal, and it is a eau de parfum. Concentration. Okay, this right here doesn't have oud listed in the notes, but at the same time, I get Jazz Club with oud. Point blank. Period. That is so sexy to me. I don't know what fragrance I'm gonna wear for date night, but it's gonna be one of these. But this one is from the House of Guest. This is Guest Originals, Tobacco and Amberwood, the best in the Guest Originals collection. Don't even worry about the other ones. I know there's one that's supposed to smell like Baccarat Rouge 540. I did see it, passed up on it. I already have a few Baccarat Rouge 540 clones. Did not need another, nor did I want another. But when I saw this one and I bought it and smelt it, I was like, this is the best fragrance that Guess has ever made. It's beast mode on my skin. It lasts, and it smells like Jazz Club with oud, even though oud isn't listed. A lot of people say they get oud in this fragrance, even though oud may not be a listed note. I guess that you've done it with this fragrance. This, it came out, let me see. When did this fragrance come out? Because this fragrance is not that old, and they were selling these fragrances pretty expensive to say they hit rack stores for like $20 already. Yeah, because they're cheap online. They're like $40 online. Well, JCPenney has it for $63.75, but most sites have it for, I see 28 at Walmart, 39.95 on eBay, 45 on eBay. Uh, Different sites like that. But yeah, main accords: vanilla, warm, spicy, tobacco, sweet, powdery, woody, amber, aromatic, metallic, and balsamic. I love a good balsamic scent. Top notes is tobacco leaf, bergamot, mandarin orange. Middle notes are tonka bean, tobacco, saffron, and rose. Base on sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. Let's see what this is comparing it to. Tobacco Mandarin by Rado. Uh, and look at second place. I think this is Jazz Club. Yep, second place is Jazz Club. So it says that second place, but I think it's like Jazz Club with some added rules. I've been saying that. So that's what's up. Also Tobacco and Jazz from the House of Zara, I do have tobacco and jazz, so I can see that. And some others, some Parfum de Marley's, Tom Ford's. That's neither here nor there. But if you get this one from Burlington, please do. And let this be the only one because it's sexy. They do have red currant and balsam, which is the one that smells like BR 540. And then they have one called bergamot and vetiver, which doesn't really tickle my fancy. But let's see what it supposedly smells like. Looks like Bulgarian Tiger. Yeah. Well, that second place is Bulgarian Tiger. Maybe it does smell good. But first place is Joe Malone. Um, Lime, Basil, and Mandarin by Joe Malone. Okay. Well, at the end of the day, this is the best fragrance that you can ever get from the House of Guess. This is Guess Originals Tobacco and Amber Wood. Please get it. Wear it during this cold weather, and you will definitely get compliments. Last but not least is a fragrance that I would have never thought it was this good because it's a celebrity fragrance. A lot of people said that this is a clone of 1 million Privé from the house of Rabanne because it's not Paco Rabanne anymore. But let me actually pull this one up. Okay. This one is Onyx from the House of Royalty by Maluma. Maluma is some kind of like Hispanic singer or something like that just happened to make fragrances. He has two for men, which in his King's collection, and then two for women is Queen's collection. I have both of them that's in the men's collection. The other one, I forget the name of it, but it smells like Y by YSL. Not really anything. I mean, it's good, but it's not like groundbreaking. This one, main accords, is warm, spicy, fruity, cinnamon, sweet, woody, vanilla, aromatic, powdery, and iris. I bought it based on the fact that it had iris in it. Came out in 2022. Top notes is cardamom, pear, bergamot. Middle notes is cinnamon, plum, clove leaf. Base notes is vanilla, iris, and cedar. The notes that stick out to me that make this a really sexy fragrance is going to be the cardamom, the cinnamon, the iris, and the vanilla. I mean, it has plum, which is a nice twist. It has the pear, and of course, that's bergamot. Like, I'm so tired of bergamot. Uh, oh, what's up, OD Cheap? Yeah, glad that you can make it, man. I'm pretty much wrapping this up. This actually is the last fragrance, so you're gonna have to catch the replay. But these are just some really sexy winter-based fragrances that I have. I've went over, let's see, how many fragrances did I even go over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 fragrances. I literally said you can't go wrong with none of these. If you want to go on a sexy date night with your significant other, or you want to go just to the bar, go to somewhere during this cold weather, you can't go wrong with any of these. All of these are cheapies because that's how we do it. They either came from rack stores, ordered them online, somebody sent them to me, whatever the case may be, and they just work. But yeah, let's see. Do they say that this royalty by Maluma? They say that this one does smell like Rabanne's 1 million Privé. Yes, it does. So 1 million Privé, yeah. And they also say that this smells look like CK1 Shock. Dolce & Gabbana, the one. What is this? The one EDP? Yeah, the one EDP Intense. I never really smelt that fragrance, but I'm not getting uh CK1 Shock. I have CK1 Shock, and I'm not getting CK1 Shock. It does say that this also smells look like the Most Wanted, or no, Wanted by Wanted by Night. I just bought Wanted by Night. Okay, so let's do a comparison because I have Wanted by Night right here. I'm not thinking that this smells like Wanted by Night. But oh man, too late. But that's a great one to end with. Right now we're in Latafus. I will do buy a clone of Black Phantom. Pocket. Oh yeah, that's a great one. That is definitely a great one. Yeah, yeah. CK1 Shock is more on the tobacco side of things. Because everybody says that CK1 Shock is a good beginner's tobacco. Um, so if you want to get into tobacco fragrance, definitely get that one because that was one of my first tobacco fragrances. Well, no, my first tobacco fragrance was Versace the Dreamer. Then after that, I eventually got CK1 Shock because everybody was raving about it, and it was like $20. But let me get a tester strip or two and compare Wanted by Night with Onyx because I'm kind of confused on that one. Maybe Wanted by Night is too new for me because I literally just got it whenever Macy's had their $50 sale on Wanted by Night. Okay, so here's Wanted by Night. And here's Onyx. Let's see. Okay, I see where they're going, but I definitely can tell the differences. Um, Wanted by Night is heavy on that cinnamon. That's what like that's why I knew there was some differences because that cinnamon note is what distinguishes Wanted by Night from other fragrances. I mean, yeah, there's cinnamon in Onyx, but you're not getting it as strong as in Wanted by Night. Yeah. So, I mean, they're in the same ballpark, but there's just way more differences than there is similarities. So I wouldn't say that they're kind of duping each other. This is more, like I said, of Paco Rabanne's 1 million Privé. Uh, Before I knew what Onyx was cloning, I honestly thought it was an angel share. I got more of the cinnamon and sweeten. Yeah, I'm not getting more of the cinnamon. I'm a big component of iris. So when I smell something with iris in it, I immediately like, yep, they got iris in it. Because it's one of my favorite notes. I can smell the cinnamon, but if you have Wanted by Night, put your nose on Wanted by Night again and put your nose on this. And Wanted by Night is just a cinnamon bomb. So if you're not a cinnamon fan, Wanted by Night is just not going to be for you. Um, oh yeah, oh yeah. I was just saying earlier, me and my wife's anniversary is December 3rd. I'm not sure what I'm gonna wear. I'll go a recap real quick of all the fragrances that I did go over in this video. Of course, Wanted by Night. Of course, Onyx. Uh, Iskal Sayuk from the House of Latafa, that baby cat clone. The original Amir Al Oud, not the intense oud version that smells like by the fireplace, but the original. This one is one that has like vanilla, sugar, oud, things like that, but does smell masculine. So it's not a feminine because it has all those sweet notes. Um, One that I've been looking for the longest and just finally found it at Burlington, Midnight Hour from the House of Banana Republic. Now let's go to the alt fragrances. Simply Vanille, which is a clone of La Labo or Le Labo Vanille 44. Autumn Leaves, which is a clone of Autumn Vibes from Maison Margiela, the replica line. And then Saxophone, which is inspired by Jazz Club. Next one. This one is inspired by Dolce & Gabbana's The One. This is Joseph Abboud Bespoke. This one right here, great oud-based fragrance that does not smell in malic. And I'm not sure how to really pronounce it. I think it's Quiet or Quiet. I don't know. Qaa apostrophe ed from the House of Lattafa. Next from the House of Lattafa, Badi Al Oud Amethyst, that good clone of Atomic Rose from the House of Benicio. Then also from the House of Lattafa, it is Oud Mood Reminiscence. This is a great Jean Paul Gaultier Lamel Elixir clone. This is YZY's Territoire Oro. Beautiful, beautiful clone of Lamel Elixir. From Stay Fresh Productions and George Zaharoff, it is Second Soul. Appreciate you, Justin, for sending this bottle over. From the House of Milestone, Glorious Paris Royal Santel, clone of Guerlain Santel Royale. From the House of Murata, this is Together With You Amber, which of course is a clone of Emporio Armani's Stronger With You Amber. This one is a way sexier version of Oud for Glory. This is Sapil's Maison de Oud. And last but not least, if you like Jazz Club with an added oud note, even though oud is not listed in the fragrance, Guess Originals, Tobacco, and Amberwood. And that's it. Yeah. That original, dang, where I put it? Yeah, Amir Al Oud. I got this one from Burlington. As you know, because you do a lot of shopping at rack stores, if you see it, buy it. Because you're probably never going to find it again. I've never found this one again. So definitely, if you see it, buy it. If you don't see it, it's still cheap as heck online. So I would definitely go with this one over, because I've seen both of them. I've seen Oud Intense, and I've seen this one, and I got this one because I already have a clone of By the Fireplace, which is Fireside Marshmallow from the House of Alt. Didn't put that on here, but I could have. But at the same time, I think this one is a tad bit better because it ventures off from that typical clone of By the Fireplace. So, oh yeah, Arsenal second. I don't know what I'm gonna wear for date night, but it's gonna be one of these fragrances. I'll probably post a short on that day to see what I'm gonna wear. But that's it. So I definitely appreciate everybody for stopping through. I know people came in, came out, and everything. So I definitely appreciate it. And for the people who's going to be watching this on the recording, then do your thing. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I appreciate you. You guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a Merry Christmas. Dang, I can't point. No, that way. Yeah, the Christmas tree. I know it's pink. It's the wife's Christmas tree. She determines the color every year. This year she wanted to go with pink and silver. Last year I was able to choose it. My favorite color is blue, so we did blue and silver. But it's her turn, so pink and silver is what it is. So I'm done. Hoping that I hit up a Burlington on vacay. Yeah. Hit up your Burlingtons because they're stacked right now. My Burlington, I finally was able to find Midnight Hour. They had they had so many. What is it? What is the one? Something Legacy by Lattafa. The one that's a clone of Parfums de Marly. I think it's like Amir Legacy or something like that. They had both. They had the original Amir. But I was looking for Legacy, but they had the original. So they have a lot at Burlington right now. Because my Burlington usually is terrible, and they were stacked with all of the Tafas that they normally sell. They had a bunch of Banana Republics. I mean, they had so many fragrances. But I definitely appreciate it on the happy anniversary. I am out. Like I tell everybody, tell a friend to tell a friend's mother, father, sister, brother, cousin that I do poetry and sim reviews. Salute, peace, and God bless.